obviously at Bio to promote New South Wales and of course its capital city, Sydney, as one of the premier locations in the Asia Pacific for companies to come, to invest, to partner, not only with other companies here, but of course the New South Wales government offers sustained support for companies coming to New South Wales. So we have significant investment in getting companies proof of concept grants, in capital investment into medical research institutes. We really are supporting our life sciences sector, and we want people to know that about Sydney and about New South Wales. New South Wales is an absolutely wonderful place to come and visit and invest and set up your company. We are the premier location in the Asia Pacific. We have everything. We have the lifestyle, but we also have medical research excellence, research excellence in our universities. We have a highly skilled workforce. We have a highly skilled multilingual workforce. We have robust regulatory frameworks that most international companies are well used to. And of course we have strong intellectual property laws. We even have a time zone that spans both Europe and the US. So we really have everything, possibly, including a government that is very happy to support innovative new ideas and a strong research sector. We have a really strong presence of medical devices. In fact, 45% of Australia's medical device industry is located here in Sydney. One of the reasons is there's been a very strong historical legacy of medical devices in Sydney. It began in 1964 with the Nucleus group of companies who of course were responsible for real world-leading technologies such as the cochlear implant, of course pacemaker, diagnostic ultrasound, real world leaders. And we now have very big companies such as Cochlear and ResMed here located in Sydney, continuing that history and that legacy of real excellence in medical devices. So Sydney is a hub for the medical device industry in Australia and indeed in Southeast Asia, and we're very excited by the way we've led the way. I think another reason why Sydney is such an attractive location for medical device industry and for pharmaceutical companies and so forth, firstly we have an incredibly strong research base. In medical devices we've got a wonderful team of researchers at the University of New South Wales currently working on a bionic eye, so that's very exciting. We're rated well above most locations in the Asia Pacific when it comes to strong intellectual property laws. We have strong regulatory frameworks that a lot of international companies are familiar with. So it's something that they know how we operate, they know that their intellectual property will be protected and so forth. And we're also, as I said, very cost effective. We really are able to deliver, especially in the area of clinical trials, very high standard clinical trials at a very cost effective manner. I'll be leading the New South Wales delegation to Bio, which I think will be a very exciting and stimulating experience. We have over 100 people from New South Wales attending Bio and 12 companies. So I'll really be there to show the government's support for these companies, to fly the flag for New South Wales, and also to be of any assistance that is needed on the floor. I'll be walking around looking at our exhibitions with great pride, I'm sure. Medical research is important for the very obvious reasons about delivering better clinical care and saving lives. That's ultimately why people do medical research. But of course it also has great economic benefits, real spin-offs into new technologies, new companies, new industries, creating a long-term sustainable economic growth for our state. So we're incredibly committed to medical research in New South Wales. We've given over $150 million in capital funding grants. We have an infrastructure spend of $61 million over 3 years for our medical research institutes, $40 million over 4 years for a science leveraging fund, which we use specifically to help companies leverage funding. But we have many other projects, $95 million into cancer research alone in New South Wales. We're incredibly committed to making sure we have that real strong R&D underpinning in all our activities. It's incredibly difficult to be able to single out any one company. We have so many amazing companies coming to Bio. Some of the few that I can talk about are ones that have actually been helped through our proof of concept grants here in New South Wales. So I might mention them, but gosh, it's difficult to choose in such an incredible range of companies. Well, one company we're particularly proud of is Seagull Technologies. Now they have a very new non-invasive method of treating macular degeneration. So that's very exciting. There's also Firmascan, which has a non-invasive method of detecting breast cancer through the X-ray of hair, which is again incredibly exciting technologies and will be on display at Bio. There's also a company called Special Phage Holdings, and they're developing bacteria-eating viruses. Tele Medicare is another exciting company. They're providing Bluetooth wireless technology into the homes of elderly patients so that they can have 24-hour voice-to-voice care in their home. It's something that means that elderly people are liberated, but also so they're able to stay in their own homes, but still, of course, have care on a 24-hour basis. Most importantly, I also think we have a really lovely lifestyle in Sydney. I think it's a beautiful place to live. So you can have real research excellence, real company excellence and expertise all in a beautiful setting.